Hi, welcome to this driving digital video looking at Flipgrid. So I've signed in and I've used the sign in with Google feature just because it makes everything a lot more streamlined and easy, but you can also sign in with your Microsoft account or create an account with Flipgrid. Once you get in, then you get this overview page where you can see all your groups and you can see how many people have responded and when they were last updated and take some basic actions from here. You can create a group. Now, a group is where you would host many different topics. So it might be a group for a class that you teach, and every so often, every week or every month, you'll post a different topic to that group. So all we need to do to start is click Create a Group. So here we are then. We can give it a title. And you can change the name and the join code. It'll tell you if it's available just to make it easier for people to remember. And this is where it gets interesting. So you can set it so that students join with their email. So you can set the domain of your school that they could join with, or they could join with a username. It's entirely up to you. For the purposes of this, we'll use email. So what we do then is you can then upload a template if there are many different domains you want to whitelist, but you could just type in your account. So you can type in your domain address, click enter to add, and then you can pop as many as you want on. You can pop a guest password on, so they need to give a password if they want to join, and you could call it whatever you want, something easy. So there we go then, we've made the group. We can copy the code and post the code out. We can share it on Teams. We can share it on Google Classroom. We can make a QR code. We can pop it on Twitter. We can pop it on Remind. Lots of different ways. But once we've got that code, we can even text it to students as well. So that group is now set up. Let's go to the group. So here we are in the group then. You can add a co-pilot. So maybe there's another teacher that you want to add. It will tell you if they are a member of Flipgrid. It will say if they're not. So if I pop in this one, it'll say that this one doesn't exist. So co-pilots must have an active account to be added. So they just need to make sure that they're logged into Flipgrid or they have an active account with Flipgrid before you can add them as a co-pilot. Here in your group then, you can create topics, and all we're going to do is click add a topic. And this is what's going to be the launch page when someone wants to join your Flipgrid. So it needs to be given a snappy title, something that's going to mean something to you and that you know what it is. And then here you can pop in a question to start your discussion. You can format the fonts. And you can also insert links to other websites if you want them to read something or refer to something like that. And this is where it gets a bit fun. You can pop media to engage your students. So you might want to record a video outlining the requirements that you're asking them to reply to. You might have a video that you want to upload. You might have an image, or you might want to put a GIF or an emoji. For the purposes of this, we'll just pop a GIF on. So choose your GIF. Let's pop this one on and select. Okay, now you can set permissions different to what you set up for the group. So for the group, we set up it had to be within the domain and there was a password. But actually, you can change that here if you want to say you want to be different to how the group is. And you can work through the settings here. Then what you get is the option, same as before, you can use the email and the username. So you had that already set up. So you would be wanting something different for this topic, and you can go public. And that just means anyone who has the link to this topic can record a video. They must sign in though with a Microsoft or a Google email. Public permissions are not recommended for classroom use. So for obvious reasons. So topic moderation, always enabled for a public topic. It means that you have the opportunity to moderate before it goes on. Now here comes the recording time. So you can choose how long you're giving them to record their response. And it has a little progress timer as it goes through. So what that does then is that will then prompt them that they're only a little bit into the time and they should really be elaborating their answers, or they're running out of time, they should really be more succinct. So you can change how long you want to give them. And comments. Do you want students to be able to leave comments on each other's posts? It might be nice to reflect on someone else's. Perhaps you're doing a coaching pair with other teachers. A teacher is sharing their thoughts. Another teacher might want to reply with a video, or they can reply with text. It's entirely up to you what you set, and the closed captions appropriate to your country here. What we do then at the end is create the topic. And again, we've got the code. Same options again where we can share it. And with that public code, anyone with that link can then share on the Flipgrid. So let's see what that looks like from a contributor's point of view. So let's paste that link in and see what happens. So you can see there's the GIF that we popped on, and you can now record a response. So let's click record as a response. So we've clicked record a response. It is asking us to sign in with Google or with Microsoft, so we're just going to sign in. So we've signed in with Google then, and we can now allow to record our response. So here we are, then we're going to record our response. Now what we can do is we can show the topic and we can see that prompt question and that GIF to remind us. So if we pasted a link in, we'd be able to review those now. We can add a sticky note of what we want to remind ourselves to say as we're speaking. We can add effects. We can put a frame around what we're using, or we can put some emojis on the screen. You can also draw on the screen. And you can put photos on as well. So actually, if you don't want to appear on the video, you can also include an image instead. So we're now going to record our response, giving us a countdown. We're going to open up the topic just to remind us. The challenges of teaching online are, and we would outline our thoughts. You can see along the top this progress tracker. So it's asked us, we've got 3 minutes, so it can see we need to probably elaborate on our answer a little bit. If we were up here, we'd probably need to be a bit more succinct, something like that. And what we can do whilst we're speaking is we can mirror the video. So if we were holding up something, we could flip it so you could read it, which is useful for modelling. So if we were writing a worked solution out on a piece of paper, we could hold it up and flip it so that you could read it. Record the screen if we were sharing something we've made on the screen, or upload a clip, something we'd already made. You click next. You can pop name tags in, you can select a frame, you can take a selfie, you can upload a photo, however you want, and you can change your domain name, and then you click submit, and then it will be added to the Flipgrid. So here we go then. Remember, because it was a public Flipgrid, it needs to be approved before it is added. You can download a QR code to share to the video. You can download the video so you keep it, and you also get the link to your video as well. You click complete. And then if we close this and head back in as a teacher. So here we go. Here's that response that we've just recorded. You can see it's got the scribble that we did and it's showing as hidden. We can make it as active once we've watched it and we're happy to add it to the flip. It's now added. Other things that we can do is we can hide that response, we could move it, we could duplicate it to somewhere else, we could download it, we can share it again, and there's the link that we got when we recorded it. And if we click on this response then and open it up, this is how it appears in the Flipgrid. When we have more people to contribute, it gives us arrows here, and then we can skip through and see other people. And what you can do is you can add a comment. So these are the text comments that I was talking about. You can also add a video comment as a reply. And a nice new feature within this is that if you add in the timestamp, it will skip to that part of the video. So you can see when we click on this, it takes us to that time in the video. So perhaps in a 10-minute video, there are some key elements you want to draw the viewer's attention to. Perhaps it was a good use of questioning. Perhaps it was an elaboration on an answer. And you can put timestamps in and say award mark 1 here, award mark here, or however it is you want to use it. Other things we can do is you could record some private feedback. You can also insert a rubric, and you can also insert private comments. So in that beginning bit, that was all public. In feedback, that's between you and the person who submitted the video. You can turn closed captions on and off. And if there was a mistake or you want to change the video or something like that, you can change it in there as well. So that was a little overview of Flipgrid from start to finish from Driving Digital. If it was useful, give us a follow, give us a retweet. We are at Drive Digi Leads. Thank you.